recording because the battery is going down. All right. So, hello everyone. Are we on? I'm not seeing anything happening on YouTube, but
Nope,
yep,
me neither.
we're on. It showed up. All right. Hey everybody. Welcome to Archangel RC and to today's introduction of Kite Ground Control along with its creator Marc Hoffmann. A lot of you would probably know Marc. Some of you might not. He's the guy in the other video stream with the FR Sky hat. Don't ask him why. That's all right. All right, so Marc, I've got a few things that I need to set up here. Can you walk us through Kite GC, just an overview, and then we can get into all of the different settings. We can connect it to the airplane, which is over there, powered and waiting, and we can then eventually get it flying, so we can show an in-flight review sort of, or demo of Kite. So I'm gonna leave you to it. I've got a few more things that I need to set up here and then on the computer, and I'll be back when you're done.
There's a new ground control facing software.
I try to keep a very brief overview first over the interface. The rest we will then see when we are actually flying. The original idea was to create an INAV ground control station. That was also the first working name I had. But then I realized, hey, why not do it properly and also include autopilot and PX4 support with Mavlink? And yeah, that's the result of a few months of work with a lot of AI assistance, I have to admit, because I really suck at coding.
We've all been there, yeah.
And yeah, so the main target is to have a very slim, very fast and responsive and universal working ground control station without major compromises. So there are a few softwares out there where you can, or a few options out there where you can, for example, use Q ground control also with INAV over the Mavlink protocol, but that's very limited on the INAV side. Then there are some older ground control stations that are basically just telemetry viewers and not really planners. And my idea was to have it has to be slim. It had to be a few features that I always wanted from a ground control station that I built in. And I wanted it to be able to handle INAV, autopilot, and PX4 for telemetry monitoring, for flight monitoring, without any compromise, for mission planning, with the full features that you would do for actual live flying. And yeah, there are a lot of background features that a few of them we might see as well during that flight. Yeah, what else? Yeah, the usage was, or the user experience, I try to keep as intuitive as possible.
So you don't have, like in other applications, like a full screen settings menu that removes the map out of view entirely, or a dozen of multi-level menus where you have to find stuff. I want to have the user experience as flat as possible, so you don't have to dig into menus. And this, I hope I achieve with the NavRay system that you open on the left side of the screen. You have that menu button at the top where you open the NavRays with multiple menu buttons or with multiple tab buttons. And then the whole control of the application and all the features are basically in these different panels that you can then use. And the panels are also designed in a way that everything where you need to focus more on the panel and on the information they are automatically bigger, up to a full screen panel, like for the terrain analysis, where you fully focus on the data. But in other menus, you will see you have very small panels that keep your map in view the whole time, so you can focus on both at the same time and have just peripheral information in your view, like the flight controller information or the ADS-B target list, for example. But
All
you
right.
will see that later in action.
Okay. Give me a second. Sounds good. All right, because somebody in chat said there's an echo. Because I forgot to put headphones, so basically all of the audio from my laptop is also getting picked up by the DJI microphone, so possibly viewers might be hearing it a second time. That's why I put headphone in my ear. I want to know, for those viewing, I have the chat up here, let me know how's the audio, and is Marc echoing now, or is it going, or is the audio fine? Now I'll build, must I try it just to tell you if it's going to be... Anyone?
Said it's gone now. It disappeared. Yeah, seems good.
Okay. Is everybody hearing Mike okay? Somebody says here your voice needs to be... Oh, hold on. Yeah. By that reply you just gave, Nico, you just you got the job, Mark. It's gone now. Echoes disappeared. Mark is quiet. All right. Mark is quiet. I'm not sure how to address that though. Maybe
the system sound input in OBS.
Yeah. Let me see. Properties. No, it's not that. There's nothing here, but maybe in the filters. And let's have some gain. All right. All right. Here's maybe 7 dBs of gain. Mark, say something.
All right. How is it now? Hope everyone hears me well.
How's the sound now? How is Mark? You hear him all right? Or is he too quiet again? Okay, people, come on topic, audio. My laptop's battery is running out. We don't have all night. Yeah, bit of a snag. Apparently, wow. I think I am going way too loud now. Now you're also loud as hell. He's a bit louder, not enough. Fuck. All right. Let me remove that. Okay, so maybe you can turn your volumes up so we don't get anyone deaf. Oh, apparently you need to turn up your mic gain. Maybe in computer settings or something, or in Teams.
My gain is already as high as I can go without skipping. So.
All right. Okay. Okay. We've got a question. Hey guys, can you tell me how I can see a black box review if I have a log file without connecting to a flight controller? I would think, Mark, this is a question for you. I have no idea what to say.
If that's specifically for Kite, then that's pretty simple. In the Navrail panel, you open the logbook. If it's not visible, then you go to the settings, data tab, and enable the flight logbook there. And as soon as you have the panel open, you can just drag and drop your black box log into that panel, and it will automatically be imported.
All right. I hope you guys got that. And I see Gary is joining us today. SUAS News. Gary, you did not miss it. We're just starting. All right. So let me get Kite here on my screen. Maybe bump up the brightness a little bit so I can see. And yeah, let's go over it. I'm going to hide the chat for now. So we can have more room, and besides the menus here on the left side, so we we're not gonna watch, we're not gonna look at the chat. We are going to get to it later. So if you have any questions, I think Mark is also in the chat, so tag him or tag me so we can find the questions more easily. Yeah. All right. So we have come prepared to load video in here. You see I've enabled the widget. I'm going to remove the GPS one here from settings so as not to disclose location for well-wishers. You know how it is nowadays. You can never be too careful. All right. So basically, from a user standpoint, because I've been using this for about a week now, Mark contacted me maybe a week ago and sent me the program, asked me to go over it. So I gotta say, this is pretty good because I've tried a couple of alternatives to Mission Planner. In the past, there have been APM Planner and Q Ground Control, which have been, in my mind, comparing to Mission Planner, they do bring some of the settings out to the forefront. How shall I say it, to the surface, and you can maybe more easily find some stuff. But when you try to really dig into the settings, into the parameters, things really go to shit, which is pretty sad. At least for me, they did not work out. So I kept using Mission Planner for a very long time. Well, I'm still using Mission Planner because it's all in one. Everything's in there. Kite is not the same. It does not load all of the parameters. That's why you'll see when you connect, it only loads the parameters that you need for whatever you're showing here. And I would assume maybe a couple more things that it saves to the telemetry log, I would assume. Mark?
Yeah, so basically the only settings that are loaded additionally are the geofence configuration.
Okay.
To show them on the map automatically on each connect, so they are downloaded. The rally points that are stored on the flight controller, and I think one or two things more that I don't have on top of my head right now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, basically you can't do a initial autopilot setup in Kite because it doesn't have all of the battery setup, accelerometer setup, compass setup, all of that stuff. You don't have access to the full parameter list. We're talking, of course, ArduPilot. I would assume it's probably the same for iNav. So yeah, it doesn't have the full functionality of Mission Planner or Q Ground Control, so it's not completely an alternative to those. For the setup, for the flying and general use post setup, I would say it's a pretty darn good option, and I'm gonna show you in just a second what makes it even more impressive once we connect the drone. But like I was saying, I've been using it for a week now, and I've flown with it at least once that I can recall, and it's actually doing pretty good. One of the interesting features that that we have here, although now this seems plain. Oh, there we go. It's connected to an ADSB database. I don't know which one, but you can see flights in real time overlaid on your map where you're also looking at your drone. You can click on any one to keep a track of it. If you hover over it, you see the information. See? And the neat thing is, if you go to the 3D version of this, check this out. You can actually see them in 3D space. Now, for this to work properly, you are going to have to get cesium keys and all of that so it can render, if you can see, the 3D landscape. Okay, so double clicking it makes the camera center on it, or what? Yeah.
Yeah, you can even orbit it and follow it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is now a flight, a piloted aircraft coming down for a landing at the airstrip, which is right here. You can see it. And there's another one which is about to land very soon. So I find that very awesome, to be honest. Now, question is, how do I, another double click? How do I?
Just click on the map somewhere else and then it should unlock.
Okay, yeah. Double clicking on the map somewhere else unlocks it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can view your drone as well in pretty much the same way. So let's go ahead and link to it. It's COM4. This is going to link to it through my Uni RC10 radio, through its Bluetooth connection, and let's see if this works this time. Seriously? Nothing? That's weird. All right, let me shut down Mission Planner just in case. Why is it not working?
It worked the last time, right?
Yeah. I flew with that the other day, so why is it not working now? COM4, right? Yeah. And this is the speed. Mavlink. Things seem to be working on the radio side of things because let me enable Uni GCS. This is a view from Uni GCS. So basically, things are connecting. Let me try and load the parameters in one of the other softwares, see if that works. Or maybe I will need to restart something. Yeah, it's very possible I might need to restart the plane. So yeah, let me go do that and maybe it will link up then. All right, Mark, maybe you can keep them entertained while I go and reset the plane for just a second. All right, I'm back. Plane's restarted, so... Oh? Really? Let's see what's happening. Muted. Mark is muted. Oh. Okay. Maybe because of this. Oh, I get it. I know what's happening.
They heard me the whole time through your microphone only and not
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna fix this. Okay, we're gonna fix this. Let me increase the volume on my computer. Although, let me switch to...
I mean,
this?
technically you only have to enable the audio capture, this system-wide audio capture
on for OBS.
Well,
to take the system sounds.
Okay. How is Mark now? Mark, speak. Let's see if you hear him.
Okay. Yeah, they say it's better.
Okay.
So now everyone hears me through your microphone.
Yeah. Okay. You know, things need to be ironed out again and again and again and again. All right, let's try to do this again. Let's see if this works. Because it used to work. Why doesn't it work? All right, let me try and connect this. I'm gonna have to close this down just for a second. Kite and Mark and everyone else. Why does that come here? All right, let's try and get this. Let's see if Mission Planner is going to connect, because we need to get to the bottom of this, or maybe I need to restart The radio or something else? No. Come on, it's COM4, dude. You're embarrassing us. Nope. Okay, so the problem is not in Kite. There seems to be another issue. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's get back here and let's get to connecting over UDP. So I think this. Let me double check this. 856. Yeah, so this should be the correct IP address, and this should be the correct port for the telemetry that okay,
there we go. That looks good.
There we go. All right, so there's something off apparently with the Bluetooth, maybe on the Uni GCS. I'm not sure what it's on. But right now we are tapped into the telemetry that usually is loaded on Uni GCS. It froze now because it's loaded in here, but at least we can proceed with all of this. All right, so at the top there, you will be able to see something very familiar to those of you that have dealt with Betaflight and iNav, the sensor line thing or whatever. This
was one of the last editions I did before the beta one, because it looked so empty up there.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, can autopilot give me sensor information like GPS status, etc.? So why not just show it there instead of having some text posted somewhere?
Light modes are what's jumping here? Ardu mode. Okay, maybe we've discovered the bug.
That is possible because autopilot does provide flight mode information over multiple channels or multiple Mavlink messages.
Okay.
I had this in the past with other things, that two messages deliver the same information in two different ways.
Okay.
So it might cause a glitch there. That's something I have to look into.
All right. Okay, see, we figured out another glitch. Funny thing is, while I was doing my test the other day with the MFE fighter though, I did not see that happening. I'm not sure why. Yeah, something's weird, but maybe you can see a log or something from the program after we're done to try and figure it out.
If you have the flight recorder enabled, I can see that in the telemetry recording later.
All right. Okay, so basically at the top here, if one of the sensors is not okay or missing, it's gonna be shown in red. Right now, the Hero, let me rotate the camera so you can see it. There. Can you see it? Not really. Now? Yeah, almost. All right, so the Hero is equipped with everything. 2 GPSs, airspeed sensor, compass, you know, everything. It's in there, so we're not gonna see any reds here, but just so you know, they will show up as red if they're missing or maybe something's not all right with them. Now the Hero also has a second battery. So in here, in the battery monitor, it says auto 1. Basically, I'm not sure I can explain it well, but basically if it's set to auto, it will show the battery with the lowest voltage. Was that how this is supposed to work?
No, it shows the battery with the highest current draw.
Okay, so
yeah. It switches as soon as one battery has 20% higher current draw than the previous one, and with a 5-second delay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's enable the second battery monitor so we can show this better. It went down here, but I want to pull it up here. See how intuitive all of this is. It's very easy to manage. All right, so we're seeing now both batteries, but I want to move this to a battery of my choice. So you click here to change which battery you you want to see, you can keep it on auto, which it will automatically switch between both, or you can select and hard code it to 1. Basically, I have 2 batteries. You can see different voltages because one battery, the one on top, I think, should be the one that is responsible on the Hero for the forward flight, and the one on the bottom is for the VTOL. I know they're both on the same voltage, so it's weird to have 2, but I run a split system because the forward flight is relegated to lithium ions, and that gives me a better flight time. And the VTOL side of things is relegated to a LiPo, which has a higher current discharge and can take the punishment for the transition, you know, takeoff and landing. So this is useful for me. Just a quick question. If I have, for instance, 5 battery monitors connected for whatever reason, I can cycle through all of them from here, right?
Yes, Kite detects how many batteries are configured and automatically adjusts what you can, how many you can select.
All right, so no matter how many sensors you have connected, you're going to be able to switch through all of them from that widget there by clicking on the number. Also, as you saw, by clicking on this widget, edit widget layout thing, you can grab anyone and move it to any place you want, which is quite nice. I have not really moved anything around yet, only putting this here, but you can put it, I don't know, I guess you can't put it here, but
no, it's only 2 panels.
yeah, if you don't want to have the manual the mode thing up here, you can move it, or you can move one of these here. It does start to look a little bit weird. What I also noticed that if I bring enough stuff down here, in order to fit them, this whole thing becomes smaller, which might be nice and useful if you want to have as much space on the left and the right available to view your mission. So yeah, this, maybe I'll leave it like this for now. All right, let's try and get some video going here. So you open the menu and we go to the video tab, and let's see if I can recall how what was the IP address for this. So the camera should be 25.8556 main.h264, and
at the top you can start video.
Let's see if I got it right. No. Let me check the user manual for the camera. R1M. Oh, actually now I can use the other one, but anyway.
What about the capture, the HDMI capture?
Oh yeah. Let's try the HDMI capture while I use that. We've got the but I think I need to disconnect it from OBS because it is running here. This is the HDMI capture. Maybe I can disable it. Maybe I can disable it and now it can run. Stop video, start video.
You have to select the video device first. Because the default video device is probably your camera.
Camera 1. I don't think it's detecting the video capture thing. Because
I don't know what
it gives me only camera 1, which is what it gives me when nothing else is connected. All right,
that's probably your webcam then, yeah.
Yeah, let me just get back to this and see the IP address.
By the way, before someone asks in the chat, for some reason OBS does not capture the drop-down menus, so you will not see when Nicola is selecting something.
Okay. Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also in Teams here in the stream, I don't see the drop-downs itself.
Okay. All right, let me see. Come on. All right. 8554. Okay. So this is a 4, not a 6. And the rest should be main. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. No, it doesn't work because it's connected here. All right, let me switch it off. Oh my God. Off in UniGCS. And let's try that again. Nope. Why not?
Good question.
All right, so 195, 168, 144, 25, 8554, right? 8554 / main.264. Okay, this is what UniGCS is connecting to as well, so it should work. Did you actually test it with an RTSP stream?
Yeah, I tested it with the RTSP stream from, oh, no, that was the wrong, from OBS itself with the RTSP plugin, and that worked.
Oh, no, okay, maybe we're missing this. Yes. Or no.
Caddx not matched.
Mm.
Okay, but yeah, that makes more sense then.
Yeah, it did ask me to allow FFmpeg to access something. So I guess this worked, but something's not exactly right still. Interesting.
Try and if you try 265 instead.
265. Okay, let's see. No.
No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, so 264 apparently, because it's a different message, is the correct one, but something's not exactly right yet. H265.
Screenshot that 1 second.
Maybe we can try the other camera, but I don't know. Because let me try to connect to the UniGCS thing. Yep, it loaded it, but okay. Now it's trying to share. Okay. Yeah. It's yeah. So it's trying to connect because UniGCS, where was it? Here. UniGCS is able to connect. Something's messing up the stream a little bit, but it is able to connect to it. So I'm not sure, maybe if I stop this, just in case, go back to Kite. No. All right, anyway. Okay, so first item here, you get some, you know, basic information on the plane or whatever you've connected, version, board, you can, whether you've selected MSP or Mavlink or whatever else. I would assume this would change accordingly. This is the interface to create missions. I haven't tested that, to be honest, but I think other people have already tried it and it seems to work. Let me see. Flight controller download, and it downloaded a 4 waypoint mission, which is here. It's very far from where we are right now, but you can see what this looks like. And if we go to 3D, it's centered on the plane. All right, let's zoom out and zoom back in with the mission.
Maybe you move the our video windows a little bit to the side so it doesn't cover the whole map.
All right. Okay, yeah. Let me move it here and maybe make it small. Let's make a smaller. Oh, come on. Smaller still. There. All right. So for some reason, the mission here is showing under the floor.
Yeah, and I can explain that to you because these are normal waypoints, but Kite needs a reference point. So you need to make the first waypoint a takeoff, because a takeoff waypoint will be used as an altitude reference.
Okay.
And then it should correct itself.
All right. I think it would be easier if let's focus here on the plane. Come on. Where's the free camera? That it? And maybe try to do a mission.
You have to go to 2D. You cannot make missions in 3D.
All right. Yeah. So people, remember, no missions in 3D. All right. So we changed to 2D from here. We have edit selected, and now I just click away. Oh yeah. All right. So we have our first waypoint.
Now you can click on that waypoint.
Okay.
You can edit it and make it a takeoff.
I'm not gonna do that on this plane, but
no, you just need a temporary takeoff point as a reference point for Kite for the altitude visualization.
Yeah,
that's why.
All right. So from the drop down, which you don't see for some reason, you've got a whole bunch of options here. So just select takeoff, and then enter minimum pitch yaw and the altitude it will go to before it considers the takeoff done. And you can actually cycle through the other waypoints with these arrows.
No, these buttons are to move the waypoint up and down in the list, so you swap them basically.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
I need to make that clearer. That's a good point. I forgot. That's not exactly how I want it to work at the moment.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So we click on the second one. This is a regular waypoint. You can adjust a whole host of other stuff here. There's a drop down which you don't see as well. Weird stuff. So I suppose if we continue clicking, we can get this done. And maybe waypoint 8, let's see, is there a no? Maybe you should do, what was it?
The do command, that's the add modifier at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. Do jump. Do jump, and then you say jump. Yeah. So jump to waypoint 1 and repeat it, I don't know, many times.
If you want infinite, you can just set it to -1. That's the same in autopilot.
All right, so -1 would give you infinite repeats of the same mission.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can just select the number you need, and I would assume remove waypoint. We don't want to do that. You click away, yeah. And it's not going to go through this one. As soon as it's finished with 7, it will go.
No, it goes through 8. That's the main point. So the usage is a little bit different to Mission Planner. It only basically on INAV. So you add a modifier after the waypoint that you select. That's these modifiers.
All right. Okay, I got it. Because in Mission Planner, when you do select a do jump waypoint, it actually removes it as a waypoint. So it does that after the last waypoint that is called a waypoint. But you can see here in the list, 8 is a regular waypoint, and then it and then 9 is this grayed out thing, and it shows you the parameters 2 and 10, which is jump to waypoint 2 and repeat 10 times. So it will do 10 repeats of this, and down here at the bottom you can see some elevation gain or loss, maybe throughout the whole mission, and then the total distance would be 8 kilometers. Let's see if we drop that to 7. No, or maybe that's just one circle. Is that for the circle?
Yep, it's only one circle.
Okay.
That's also a good point.
All right, so we've got a So we've got a circle of almost 8 kilometers, and we repeat that 10 times. It will be total flight of around 80 kilometers. All right, let me see how things are looking around here. Okay, we've got 40 concurrent viewers. Not bad, not bad. Actually, let me get this in here so I can see it better. All right, so let's move down. So this is the vehicle control, I don't know, panel, where you can arm it by sliding to the right if it can be armed. 1 second, because I can hear the goggles X. Okay, yeah. The goggles X are seeing 14 volts and are whining that it's too low, but it's a 4S lithium ion, so it's still good. Actually, if we change to that view, which I disabled, okay, yeah, you can see it down here to the left in the corner. Okay, all right, so we've got takeoff. If you want to, just in case you want to control this, you know, from here, not directly from the radio, you can do a whole lot. Take off to whatever altitude you want. You've got RTL land. Of course, all of this is, you know, leaning on a working telemetry link. So you need to make sure you've got that. And since my plane is a VTOL, we've got a special VTOL section here for transition to hover or transition to forward flight. And then for guided, this is nice. I already played with this on the fighter. You click guided and it says click on the map to select, but now it's not really flying. Yeah,
that mode thing is a little bit weird right now. That's why the buttons change.
Yeah. You need to click this when the plane is in flight. So maybe we'll try it once it gets flying. Right here on the ground, it doesn't work too well. I want to see the mission in. Oh yeah, nice. There we go.
Also, the whole interface adapts based on what craft you have connected, if you have a VTOL or not, and what mode you're in.
Yeah, okay. All right, so now once you've set the mission, you can see it in 3D, and it will actually show you the altitude. 50 meters is relatively low, although for the location where I'm at, it's more than fine. But you can see the actual waypoints raised off of the ground, although the plane is as well a little bit off the ground, but maybe this is for viewing purposes or something.
There's a simple explanation. The terrain data are pulled from high precision global archives. Basically, it's fed by NASA, by satellite data. So it's very precise, but it's not in a format that you can use for 3D terrain. So that's why Cesium uses its own terrain data, but they have less precision. So there can be an error between the actual altitude and the visible terrain altitude here.
All right. Okay, so you heard it here, folks. All of the flat earthers out there, the information's coming from NASA, so don't trust it. All right, now that we've got the conspiracy out of the way, here, for instance, once you put the plane in guided mode, from here you can change the cruise speed, I would assume. You can change the radius it is loitering at, and there was an option to change flight altitude. I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe it shows up once the plane takes flight. It was available on my fighter while I was flying. I did not pay much attention if it's here while on the ground. If you are connected to a non-VTOL plane, the Q flight modes will not be available. So basically, this is only available if the vehicle supports it, which is nice. You can download the mission in case it is not shown here. You can click this to quickly download it from the airplane and click start. It already has waypoint 1 selected by default. So yeah.
One point I want to show is the show all modes checkbox. If you click that, below you modes.
Okay.
Yeah. These are modes that are usually not GPS assisted, and you have to have an RC link to use these from Kite. So that's basically a safety feature that I built in. I think in Mission Planner it's possible to switch into these modes, but it would be pretty stupid to switch into acro mode if you don't have an RC link connected.
Yeah.
So that's why I locked them until you
Are they switchable if you are flying via telemetry with a joystick?
Yes.
Okay.
Then they get unlocked.
Okay. All right. So basically either, but they would become available once the plane takes flight, right?
Only if you have an RC link.
I do have an RC link, but they're not available.
Then they should become available, yeah.
Once it takes off or once I arm it?
Probably when armed. If your RC link is
Let's try it.
sending channels.
Let's try it. Armed. And
okay, weird. Something is sending. Something is sending concurrent telemetry information to Kai. That's weird.
Discard. So, all right, let me try and arm it with the. Okay, this is weird. Armed, disarmed. Okay. So.
So for some reason, Kite is getting two different telemetry informations. I'm not sure why. It must be a thing with the siyi system, maybe.
I don't know why that would be.
Okay, can you try something, please? Disconnect Mavlink.
Okay.
Then go to settings.
Okay.
And then scroll down a little bit. On the data tab. And full Mavlink telemetry, turn that on. Yeah, and now try to reconnect, and let's see if that fixes. Because now Kite will not request its own telemetry fields and just take what it gets from the flight controller.
Okay. RC control, flight formation, I don't need that. You can switch off the ADS-B from here.
Yeah, and the whole panel disappears if you disable it.
Yeah. All right.
Or the ADS-B option in the panel.
Yeah. Let's try this one more time. We're gonna get lucky or not? No, doesn't look like it. All right. Let's get back to. Maybe we should wait for it to fail to connect, and then we can
wait for the fail.
Yeah. Oh, this without telemetry, this switched to a copter. Interesting.
Yeah, it just says generic vehicle. I have not replaced all the vehicle models yet, so it should be an error actually.
Okay. All right. Come on, give us the error so we can reconnect. All right, we've got some activity in chat, but just a bit longer, guys. Just a bit longer. There we go. All right. Okay, so where were we?
There are still two modes coming in.
Oh, people keep ringing. Come on. Leave me alone. Still two modes come. Oh yeah, you mean that thing. Okay. Huh.
I will
that was ask. Okay. That was definitely not an issue with the fighter. I'm not sure why it's working like this here. We're gonna have to see if this is going to be an issue during the flight because.
Well, you will have the constant flight enemy pop up the whole time coming up.
Yeah, this is not gonna be fun, but all right, let's push through. My laptop's down to 60%. We're gonna have to get to flying soon. All right, so from the next tab down from the control panel, we've got the RC control, and as far as I understand it, you can plug a joystick into your computer, and this is the part of the software where you set up the channels and all of that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So if you have a joystick connected, you have the raw input monitor, and then you can at the top that you can fold open, and then you can assign RC channels, and for each RC channel you then select the input method. There are different methods, like for button control, like you can set a channel to a specific value with a button, or adjust with one button going up, one button going down.
All right.
Etc. So different control methods, and these are then mapped to the RC channel that you can then send to the flight controller.
Okay. All right. I don't have a joystick, so we're not going to be able to demonstrate this right now. Next thing over, terrain analysis. So Mark's going to have to explain what this is because I don't really know.
So yeah, terrain analysis is pretty easy. You see the waypoint at the top on a graph, and this shows the waypoint altitude above main sea level. And below that, you have this terrain information that I talked earlier from the NASA terrain data directly under the waypoint path. And it shows you basically at each point on the track how close you are to the terrain. And what you can do here on the lower left, on the left side in the control panel, in the control menu, at the bottom you have terrain correction options. One of them is follow. If you click on them, and now you would see a corrected waypoint altitude path depending on your clearance altitude, ground clearance that you select at the top left. And if you click, you can change that, exactly. And now if you scroll down and click apply, it would now adjust all the waypoints so you follow the terrain.
Okay, so basically this would apply terrain following to all waypoints. Oh, that is very nice.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Mission Planner has this because usually I often forget to select terrain follow when I set up the mission, and then at some point I realize, and I either have to go through every waypoint and change it manually, or delete the mission and set it up again with the terrain setting selected. I'm not sure if Audio has that, but this is very, very nice. All right, cool.
The difference between follow and check is check only makes sure no waypoint is below the clearance altitude, so it just lifts waypoint, but every waypoint that is higher than clearance stays where it is.
Okay.
And follow adjusts everything based on that curve.
All right. Okay. And we can set a vegetation height here.
This is for RF link analysis, so you can, in your area, it doesn't really matter, but if you have a big mission that goes like beyond or above the mountain, for example, you can enable that, and with 2 different or 3 different calculation methods, it can then tell you in what area you risk link loss. For example, if you enable the LOS, for example, you won't see anything now, of course, because it's flat area. Oh, actually, you do. Probably because you set the clutter vegetation high. So if you have a 20-meter high forest around you, you would now risk between waypoint 2 and waypoint 5 that you lose connection.
Okay, when flying at 70 meters of altitude.
Yeah.
All right.
This is still not perfect. It's still a bit work in progress. I have to do some tweaking here, but for like flat white terrain, and if you fly mountains, that can be very useful.
All right. Okay, nice. I was not aware how this is used or what it's for, but
if you click on show map and you don't have a waypoint mission planned and you're just flying, this altitude graph at the top will also slowly build up and show you a live recording of your altitude track. Of the whole flight.
All right, nice. Okay, well, I can tell you with absolute certainty that maybe around here it would go behind a tree. I'm not sure if it will do that at 70 meters. At 50 it does, but here it's a straight line and there's nothing. So maybe But it assumes vegetation's all around, I suppose.
Yeah, you have set the clutter altitude to 20 meters.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you go to the full screen again and you lower that to like 10 meter or 5, yeah, now it's clear.
All right, we've got no issues. Good, good. All right, let's move on. Logbook. All right. So
yeah, logbook, that was basically one of my favorite features that I really put a lot of effort in, because that's something that I always wanted. You can basically record your flights. So every flight is all the telemetry it receives is recorded, is converted into a specific universal database format. No matter what you fly, if you fly INAV, autopilot, PX4, even Crossfire and SmartPort telemetry will all be converted to the same format and then stored in that logbook. And if you click on one of the entries, that's probably one of your older flights you tested.
Yeah.
You can see the rough location based on your position. You see the weather data at the time of flight if it's a live recording, and yeah, basically it keeps track of your whole flight history that you do with Kite. And if you have a flight recording from the telemetry, and then later you pull the black box or the data flash log from the flight controller and import that, it will detect based on the flight length and on the flight time if it's already available as a telemetry recording, and we'll link them both together.
All right.
And then later in the replay, you can live switch between the telemetry replay and the data flash replay.
All right. But the way I see it, it doesn't load it now that we're connected. So let's disconnect. There it is. All right. So some of you might recognize this flight. Come on. See, you can see the shadow of the flight if you zoomed too far in to the ground. Let's zoom out, or no?
I don't know why it doesn't show.
Let me delete.
Is it maybe disabled in the settings?
No, let me delete the mission and try to reload this. Let's load this one, and now this one. I can see the plane, or maybe it will take a little bit of time for the track to load.
No, the track should be there within seconds. Actually, is the flight track maybe disabled in the settings? Can you go to the app settings?
The only thing I've disabled was this I need to disable, because the curtain only draws more resource without really contributing.
I have disabled the curtain by default now as well, but I'm wondering why the track doesn't show actually. That's weird. Can you seek forward in the timeline in the controls? Maybe. No, for some reason it doesn't show the track.
Oh, it's showing it in 2D.
It could be that I broke something, to be honest. I have to look at it.
All right. So basically, in 3D, you would see this at the altitude it was flown at. And if you are on here, it will go over the terrain. It's very awesome how it shows it. Basically, this is the flight that I did live stream when I was testing the HDMI cable, which I think was last Thursday, the flight to the top of the mountain. And you can follow through all of this in 3D view. If it works, Mark is gonna have to check if maybe something got broken, but this is the mountain top that I circled, and all of you that joined the live stream then got to see that live. All right. Yeah, basically you can load any log in here and you can play with it, but right now we need to get back to this.
Yep, I can confirm I broke it. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I broke it. It loads the mission, but it doesn't load the 3D track.
Okay, Oh yeah, he broke it. He's gonna fix it. Yeah, he's gonna fix it. All right. Next one down is the ADS-B thing, and you've got a list of everything that's in the area. I would assume that's some range that you set here. Yes, 25 kilometers.
25 kilometers download radius. That is basically in 2D map around the position of your camera.
Okay.
Where your camera is positioned, and in 3D it's around the position where your camera is pointing at, so basically in the center of your screen.
All right.
And then from that point, 25 kilometer radius is called for ADS-B vehicles. That's why the list constantly changes if you move around.
All right. Cool. Yeah, it's nice to have all of this on the screen, even though, you know, as you can see, very little traffic over where I usually fly. Even though we've got a big city here, there's very little traffic, and you know, the light, ultralight piloted traffic is pretty much can be considered non-existent. All right, we've got the airspace manager, and this shows things like this. The airport I'm at, although it's not a working airport, it shows it as a mark on the map, and if you zoom out, it shows.
Yep, that's why it's gray.
Yeah, it shows a lot of other stuff of interest in the area. Another one here. Yeah.
If you click on the list, it should also focus on the airport or airspace.
Ah, okay. All right. Yes, some don't get.
You need to. It depends on the size. Very small flying fields, etc., are disabled if you zoom out.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what's here though.
These are airspaces. If you go to the settings at the top of the airspace manager, you probably scroll down. You have disabled airspaces into these.
Okay.
So you see them in the list, but not on the map.
So these are no-fly zones?
Basically airspaces. That's airspace type D, etc.
Okay.
Like full manned aviation, aeronautic airspaces.
Okay. Damn.
If you are allowed to fly there or not depends on your license.
Right.
But yeah, usually if you don't have a specific license and approval, etc., you should not fly directly into these airspaces.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of a red one, although like I said, this is a non-operational airfield. So
yeah, the database doesn't differ between operative or non-operative airfield. That's why it shows that. So that's something you have to check for yourself. It's basically just an orientation.
Okay, so for the sake of plausible deniability, let's switch that off. All right. And last one is the video thing, which we were not able to get running, so I might as well.
I might know why that happens, by the way.
Why?
Didn't you say you have a Dell system?
Yeah.
A very new one?
2-3 years old, perhaps. It's a 5680.
Yeah, Dell systems, unless you have very, very specific hardware config, don't have by default the H.265 decoder. And your C is apparently delivering H.265 codec, so you need to install the H.265 or the HEVC extension from the store to replay it, because Kite uses the web engine, the WebKit engine from the operating system itself. It doesn't bring its own one.
Okay.
And to replay H.265 natively, you need the extension from the store. That's why it cannot play.
Okay. So can I download that now?
It costs $2.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. How is that a thing? Why is then UniGCS able to load it? And
it probably UniGCS probably brings its own codec to decode it. But since Kite uses the web engine of the operating system, the OS has to be able to decode it as well, and that needs the extension.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I have an option to work around that by real-time transcoding, but that will add delay, unfortunately.
Okay. Right. $2. Okay, so you know, all of those with newer Dells, for some reason you're fucked with $2.
It's basically every system that needs the extension first.
I think this also Windows Media Player asks for this, right?
Yeah.
When you try to play something and it wants, I think it was $2. Yeah, and I always tell it to go fuck itself. All right, let me try and fix up the tent a little bit because the wind is blowing it a lot and I don't like it. And because I didn't pin down one of the ropes, of course, let me see if I can tie it here so it stops flapping. I don't think you can hear it. No, it's not gonna stop flapping. All right, whatever. Okay, so
by the way, I know what that mode issue is. I think that comes from your siyi ground control station. It seems to send its own heartbeat to Kite for some reason. And that heartbeat comes with the Ardu custom mode ID 65535, and I have no mechanics in place that ignore that, so that is something I need to fix.
Okay, is that a quick job?
I could fix it quickly and build you a new version.
How quickly?
5 minutes.
All right. Okay, because I feel like this is going to be very annoying once we get flying. So maybe maybe you could try and do that. Let's update the system live. I hope. All right. Let me see what's happening in chat. Let's catch up with chat and let me put it on here so it would be visible. So let's go back. What did I miss? Mark's still quiet, yada yada, black box. All right. What are you using for map? All right, so in the settings here, okay, I have to remove the chat or maybe, all right, I'll put it here. So in the settings, you have this, the tile provider, and these are the options that you get. I have it set to this, but you can change it to maybe this, and it will load stuff. This.
Open topo actually looks pretty funny in 3D when you have 3D terrain, because you have these horizontal lines perfectly stacked.
Yeah, but this is sort of maybe the cleaner and more true to life view, so that's what I prefer to use, also very similar to what I see in Mission Planner. Let's see, what else? I see cesium. Yeah, in the data here, cesium ion token, you have to register, but it's free to get the 3D thing. All of the 3D renderings are from data coming down from cesium, and open AIP, you also need to register there if you want to get this information about the airfields and all of that. As far as I understand it, it downloads it from there. Let's see, what else we got? Map is ASRI. Oh, that's Mark. Okay. He was typing something. Cesium is the 3D terrain source. Yep. Mark is muted. Yeah, I think we already solved that. In order for you to hear Mark, I either have to stay around the laptop or leave the microphone when I go somewhere. Okay. Sound coming through mic, better, brilliant, yada, yada, yada. Very good. EU Mission Planner. Well, EU, but Mission Planner works. So you want to set up a new plane or whatever with Ardu, you're gonna have to go through Mission Planner or Kite Ground Control or whatever else. There's Ardu deck, and then there's the the Titan Dynamics Mission Planner modified something, custom thing. I haven't tried it. I'm not sure how it works. Are you trying through Bluetooth at the same time using headset and mic, etc.? Yeah, but it's I've always been able to do it. The DJI is coming through Bluetooth, and on my previous live streams, I've had Mission Planner connected through Bluetooth. Now, the only thing that is new here is this, but I think I switched that off. I don't see the LED blinking, but it still won't connect. Freaking nice. Yeah, it is. The 3D thing is particularly nice, and once we get to flying, you're gonna see why. Although maybe I can show it here. If you go to the 3D view and then you click down here, this cycles the views. You've got this which is fixed in the orientation of the craft. You can also only pivot up and down. You've got the orbit, which allows you to look 360, but it's still fixed to the craft. You can't move away from it. And then you've got the FPV view, which looks pretty okay. Let me move the chat away, or maybe put it here. Yeah, the FPV view is pretty nice because it's as if you're flying the plane and looking through a camera, but there's no camera, but you still see the 3D terrain. So this is pretty neat. And I actually did try this with the fighter the other day. I did fly out to about 2.4 kilometers because I'm not sure what the range is on that. I did not want to deal with that then, but it does look and work pretty well when you don't have to worry about, oh my God, what's in front of me? Maybe there's a mountain, you know, depending on where and how you're flying. But it's pretty cool, and I'm gonna have it running together with give me a second because I need to start UniGCS again. But I've got this here. Come on, let's load the R1M. UniGCS is going to show right here. I need to rotate that. So this is going to be the fixed camera on my MFE Hero, and it's pretty much the same as what you see here in the artificial FPV thing. So this is gonna be interesting to see, to have both of these at the same time as well as flying FPV. So you know, different modes, and this is the free mode. Camera is free, you just have to zoom out, orient however you want. It wouldn't follow the drone. Also, I don't know why that dot is getting so big as you zoom out. Maybe something that also got broken and needs to be fixed. All right, let's get back to nope, wasn't that, it was this and this. Let's get back to the chat. Never mind, I see the GitHub link. Missed the first few minutes, but can you say something more about the tech stack? Okay, there's a question about the tech stack, but he saw the GitHub link, so that's fine, I guess. I did put the GitHub link for the caddx in the video description. It should be the first line in the video description, caddx. There's a link to the GitHub for those that want to go and try it. It's very nice.
Potential fix is on the OneDrive.
Okay, and I just recently deleted the link to that.
Okay, wait, I can send it to you in Facebook. No problem.
Okay.
For Teams, yeah, I can send it through Teams. That's also possible.
Really, you can send an exe file?
No, but I can zip it.
Ah, okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Could you use it for ground-based units as well? I would hope so.
Yes, the flight modes or the operation, the modes are also filtered for ground vehicles.
Yeah, yeah, should be possible, just as you would mission planner. Maybe, okay, I've got the file, let's see.
I hope it works.
Send file, let's see. Let's download this. Where is it gonna download it to though?
It'll be in your downloads folder.
Ah, okay, it's asking me, which is good.
Okay.
Okay. Open file. Let me extract this. Downloads. All right, I'm gonna have to close Kite for just a second so I can update it. And let's see if the issue would be fixed. It's a standard exe file. You just install it like any other Windows program. Nothing to it. And it's done. All right, even keeps the settings. Let's connect and see. All right. Okay. Let me quickly check this. It's 14 volts. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, let's get back here and try to arm it, see what happens. Okay. Yes. Issue has been fixed. Yeah, motor's running. Struck ground. All right. So you slide to arm and then you hold to disarm. And then you get the flight data thing. You can either save it or discard it. Yeah. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you so much, because now we can proceed with the flight. All right, there's something in German here. Ich doch Deutsch something. Maybe, is there a German translation of the program? I think it's available in a couple of languages.
Yeah, it's available in English, German, and French at the moment, and I can add more languages later.
All right. Nordvau really likes the widget look. Yes, I do too. Very useful, and it provides the information very clearly. Oh, while we're talking about the widgets, but maybe we need to get to flying to see that information. Right here in the compass thing, you will be able to see the wind direction and speed, I think, or not. And here where the airspeed is, below that you see ground speed. On the right, this is acceleration, either how quickly the plane is gaining speed or losing speed, and on the left is the throttle indicator. So this is going to move as the throttle moves throughout the flight. Let's see, chat, what else we got here? Drag and drop. Yeah, the widgets are drag and drop. Is the drag and drop widget new to beta 2 ? I don't remember that function being available in one of the pre-releases. No, from the first time I got it, I think it was working like that. But perhaps Mark can shed more information on that.
The drag and drop? Drag and drop.
Drag and drop.
No, that was there from the beginning. The only thing that I changed in beta 2, I think it's changed in beta 2, is that when you drag it, the widget is now centered on your mouse pointer and not on the bottom corner.
Okay. All right, we've got Nordvau asking, does it work with AP CTL? Yeah, you can start the simulation in Mission Planner and it will connect to here and will show it. We tested that, I think, yesterday when we were setting up for this in the evening. Send it to the mountain. Hey Mike. Hey Mike, how's that Dragon Link coming? as long as we have you. How's the firmware coming along, Mike? The mountain is pretty far from here, and even though I have a little bit of a clear view in that direction roughly, it's pretty far. Maybe someday, maybe when I get this thing really doing 45 kilometers, I'll be able to send it there. Waypoint missions work like a charm using MRS very fast. Uploads to the flight controller. Good to know. Not without V4. Yeah. Not without V4. All right, let's pause it here. Not without V4. And maybe get some flying done. The wind is sort of picking up. It's getting annoying. Okay, let me bring this to here. And let me also get the chat out of here and this in here. And let me go and close up the plane. Oh, and maybe I should start UniGCS on the radio. Although I think, yeah, it might start loading parameters. Yeah, let me disconnect so it doesn't interfere with the parameters in Kite. All right. Okay, so I will be able to see the video from the gimbal on the radio here, and you will be seeing the video from the fixed camera through UniGCS on Windows in the little window here, so you have an idea of what's happening. If we want, we can always switch to this, which reminds me, let me get this out of standby mode and start the recording. All right, start the recording here, and also the screen capture on the radio. Let's not forget that. All right, let's arm it. So slide to arm. It's armed, and I like to put it in cruise once the transition is done. So I'm going to use this button here, but I'm going to use the radio for the takeoff. And yeah, that LAN cable is just a beautiful mess. Look at it. All right, so we're gonna have to do this the uncomfortable way. Okay, Q hover. Oh, let me switch to kite. Oh, the camera is not updating. All right, I'm gonna fix that in just a bit. Let me get with the transition done. Transition speed reached. Yeah, we've got a pretty good headwind. All right. Yep. VTOL motors are off. It is flying. I'm going to fix the other camera in just a second. Let me switch to cruise mode. And now we are in cruise mode. It is going very quickly downwind. We're gonna have to curb its enthusiasm a little bit. But you can see how all of this is displayed on Kite. It's pretty nice. All right. It's a flying, as Italians would say. And let's see what's happening in UniGCS. And okay, there we have it. Okay, I get it. UniGCS does not update the video unless I have it actively on the screen. All right. So I hope the video, Mark, is the video from the camera showing, moving?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Looks good.
All right, good. So you see basic information, flight. You also see the altitude gain or loss below the altitude. It's in meters per second. In settings, you can change that, but I am used to meters per second from Mission Planner, so I'd rather have it displayed in meters per second. I have left the speed, which I also prefer to have in meters per second. I have left it in kilometers an hour because I don't know why. Maybe why not get used to that. Now you can see both batteries down here. The VTOL battery no longer working, is just sitting there. Apparently it wasted 750 milliamps getting up there and transitioning, and now we're only wasting the forward flight battery. And we've got 30,000 milliamp hours in that one, although I feel like somehow I feel like either the voltage is not exactly accurate, or I'm not sure why the MFE fighter causes a smaller voltage drop. But anyway, the speed indicator, you can see the accelerometer bar moving.
That's covered by the video feed.
Really?
Move it to the right side of the screen.
Yeah. Okay, let me move this here. Yeah, I can put that here, right? Let me make it smaller. Okay, yeah, and bring this back, because right now I have UniGCS on top of OBS, so I can't see OBS, but that's the only way the video feed actually works. Weird, but yeah. So the airspeed and the ground speed on the right, you see the acceleration, and on the left you see the throttle, which it's using right now to keep the plane flying the way it's flying. On the compass rose, or however that's called, you can see the direction the plane is flying in, and also I think the blue arrow is the wind. This is showing where the wind is coming from, right?
No, that's the direction the wind is blowing into.
Okay. And the white one is the direction the plane is going into.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically...
No, wait. The white triangle on the compass is the heading.
Yeah.
The yellow one is the course over ground.
Okay.
And the blue one is the wind direction.
Okay, yeah. So
right now
basically...
tailwind.
Yeah. I've got a tailwind of approximately 19 kilometers an hour. The blue text here is the wind speed.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Yeah, so white arrow shows heading, the yellow one shows direction over ground, and the blue one shows the wind direction. Blue text is wind speed. Blue one is wind direction, blue text is wind speed. Yeah. So basically the wind right now is almost perfectly northern, and I see a whole bunch of very dark clouds coming that way. Maybe oh, okay, let me do something. Let's put the gimbal here, and I want to, let's see if I can get the video off here and here. Let's see if it will load it. Why is it upside down again? Oh my god. It did load it. Now the question is, how do I turn it the right way up? There was supposed to be a button here. Okay, this is crazy. Why is this upside down? Yeah, that's probably tripping a lot of people right now. Going crazy. I don't see the button. Okay. So, but you get the idea. You see the clouds. The very dark clouds coming this way, which in this case would be the bottom of the screen. I have no idea how to rotate this. Ah, wait. No, it's not that. Yeah, the thermal is also upside down. What the hell? Are we still on, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube is streaming.
Where is the camera rotation? Video frames. Jesus. I can hear it flying above my head. All right, maybe bring the other camera back. This is insane. Yeah, I am going to have to whine to see about this. All right, but yeah, because this camera sort of doesn't show how gray the clouds are. I'm going to switch Kite over to 3D mode, but first I want to put the plane in a loiter. Or no, better yet, let's use whatever controls are provided here. So guided mode, click on the button, click the map and set the target. So let's select this point and it shows you a window to select the altitude. Let's make that 90 degrees and fly here. And it will do a circle. Now I have this plane set up to do an 800-meter radius. So that would be a circle with a diameter of 1.6 kilometers. So it would fly as level as possible. But now that things are calm, you also get this. This marks where the guided mode center is, where basically the center of the circle it will fly is. So next time you reset it, you click again and again, and you set a new point, although it would be nice if it keeps the point here, just for reference. But you can set it again. It will course correct to be 800 meters from this point. All right, let me see if I go into OBS now. Yeah, the video is not stopping. All right, so I can see what I'm actually showing. All right, upstream seems to be running good. I hope it doesn't start raining until I'm flying. So let's go to 3D mode. 3D mode, it takes a little bit of time to load because it's pretty heavy.
First time takes a while and then you can switch instantly after that.
And this is the free cam, but if it's in this mode, I like to use the orbit. And when you use a shallow angle to see the horizon, you can see everything as if you're sort of like third person watching the plane. The only thing is a bit weird when you move away, like you rotate the view away from an area, it will unrender it in essence. And then when you move back to that area, it will sort of, wait, let me turn around. Wait for it to...
That's something I fought for days with.
There.
And I'm still looking on a way to optimize that and keep it in RAM.
Okay.
That's something that I also don't like, and that's something weird that Cesium is doing.
Okay. All right, but you get the idea. One question though, what is that? There's something on top of it, like a signal bar, or what is that?
There shouldn't be anything above it.
Do you see that?
I am in parallel looking into the missing 3D track, because it should also draw a track right now when live flying.
Actually, if I go back to 2D, but it doesn't keep the track here. If the plane moves a little bit, you can see this in 2D mode. It will start drawing a track, but it will only keep it as long as you're in 2D mode. If you switch to 3D and then back to 2D, the track is gone, so it doesn't keep it.
I think that might be the actual issue. That's what I'm investigating parallel already right now.
All right. Okay, so in 3D mode, orbit, I actually saw this on the fighter as well. It seems like I felt like it was the telemetry data indicator, like this model is transmitting or something like that, but maybe not. Oh. What showdown there? Come on, UniGCS, what are you doing? Yeah, got disconnected. Ah, yes, he came back. All right, maybe it's flying somewhere. The link is getting a little bit worse, but it should be fine though. So let me switch to the FPV mode. There.
And I've found the bug why the track is not rendering in 3D.
Okay. All right. So the FPV mode, you can see the mountain in the background, and I can confirm it's there. Not so clearly visible here because this is very small, but let me make it a little bit larger. And it's right there. But you know, on here, you've got the fog of war, basically. So that's why it's not so clearly visible, but maybe once all of this turns towards the three hills on the left, it will be clearer to see. But this actually makes for a very nice view for flying if you don't have a camera, but you still get an idea how the plane is handling and where it is relative to terrain, assuming you have cesium loaded and you've got the terrain working. Now, one caveat of the 3D mode, you would need a very, well, maybe not a very powerful machine, but you would need a pretty decent hardware on your laptop to be able to run the 3D mode. Now, Marc has created...
To be honest, you don't need that much of hardware. I have a 5-year-old laptop with an Intel graphics, and even that one is running at like 40 to 550 FPS.
Really? Because because when I ran Kite on the Intel graphics card, it was going. I think I told you it was going to 90% as soon as I went into 3D mode. I moved it to the NVIDIA.
Yes, it goes on high load, that's true, but it's still at least running smoothly.
Yeah, it was running. Yeah, it was running. But just so you know, maybe smaller laptops, you know, power efficient things would struggle a little bit. All right, so I think it is turning. Yeah, it will be soon in that, but I wanted to show you this, the 3D power saving. So basically you've got an auto mode. That limits it to 20 FPS if your laptop is on battery. You can set it permanently to 20 frames per second, or you can have it have the power saving off. Oh yeah, you can't see the drop down. So this is running at full send, 60 frames per second. This is if you want to cap it to 20 frames per second. Personally, I don't see a difference between the two. And this is the auto mode, where if you're on battery, it will default to 20 FPS. Otherwise, it will run at 60.
Yeah.
All right. So on the camera, you can already see top left corner there. You can see the hills, and look at the FPV screen here. You can also start to see those same hills. So this is almost like looking through a camera, but you're in a software just 3D rendering in real time from available data from NASA. So flat earthers, stay away, please. Yeah.
So you can You can even see the tree lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Partially identical.
Down here.
In 3D mode, you with
down
the
here,
mouse, you can zoom in and out and change the viewing angle.
In 3D mode. Well, yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the center of the screen and then you zoom. No, in FPV mode, I mean.
Ah, okay. FPV mode.
And now if you zoom with the mouse wheel.
Ah, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, you can zoom out. Okay. So if
now you can match it to the camera view.
Yeah. All right. So let's put this here. It's already. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's already to the right of the screen, but you can see other stuff like right in the center here. There's another mountain, and you can actually see it on the video feed from the camera. Yeah, this is so awesome. Like now you can actually, even if your video fails, as long as you have the telemetry link working, you would be able to almost like fly FPV. Yeah, won't be looking at the real thing, but I mean, okay. Yeah, video will come back in just a second. When it goes somewhere behind me, or I don't know where it goes. Yeah, it sort of loses, the link goes bad a little bit when it's going through me because the plane is not flying very high. Clouds are pretty high now, and I think rain is coming, so we're not gonna go chasing clouds today. But I gotta say, Marc, this is pretty awesome. Well done. Well done. I just noticed that bottom right corner, it shows armed. Just in case you're not sure, you know, while flying, bottom right corner will let you know that you're armed.
In the top bar as well.
Top bar. Top bar. Oh, yeah. Armed. Good thing is clicking this is not going to disarm it. So, yeah. Also, one more thing. If you have 3 batteries, for instance, the top here always shows the first one, right?
Not necessarily the first one. In autopilot, you have a parameter where you can set the primary battery.
Okay.
That's the one that's shown up there.
Okay, primary battery. So basically, if you set these two to the other sensors, you can theoretically observe 3 batteries at the same time. Now, Marc has not set up more widgets to be enabled. Maybe he can do that, and you can somehow fit even more to see here on the screen. But you know, 2 is more than enough, and I think a lot of people, unless this gets used in industry somewhere, a lot of people would have only 1 battery anyway. Like
even if you have more, usually you have then multiple batteries on at the same time. And then you can use like the manual assignment for your primary flight battery, and the other widget to automatic that always shows you either the one with the highest load or the one that is on lowest power. Because if a battery goes below 30%, it will automatically lock to that battery in auto mode.
Okay.
And also the widget will turn red.
All right.
You can adjust that threshold in the settings.
All right. Okay, so yeah, for some reason it is not showing the RSSI data here. I'm not sure why. But
probably not provided by telemetry in that case, because it just takes the data from the from an MSP message that we also use for flight mode.
Okay.
So.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Mavlink has no way of knowing what the link between the siyi systems ground and air modules are. That's why I do have that, I think, connected on the MFE fighter, so I was able to see it there, but here it's not connected, so yeah, there's no way to see it. But yeah, actually, yeah, here are the zoom buttons. Yeah, you can zoom in the FPV view. This is pretty neat. And if I zoom out, it will start to match. Yeah, you can see it there on the left. The hills are starting to come into view again. Maybe this, yeah. so you can see just how close this is to an actual view from a camera. And keep in mind the camera is angled down a little bit, hence why the hills are higher in the video frame than they are in the 3D rendering. The 3D rendering assumes a level viewpoint. My camera is actually tilted down a little bit, but this is awesome. This is really awesome, and this really would allow you to fly sort of without a camera in this view, but you would feel like you have a camera, and this makes it so much more comfortable when running an auto mission or anything else, when you're actually sort of able to see where this is going relative to terrain. What I wanted to try though is, let me see here, the control panel. See, the altitude thing showed up once we armed and took flight. So let's put that to 150 meters. Let's see if it works. Change altitude. There was a reaction from the plane. Throttle up. You can see the throttle is maxed out. Also, you can see the current is 33 amps and the altitude is going up at 1.5 to 2.4 meters a second. And it should stop gaining altitude at 150, which it's coming to. Throttle would start going down. Yep. And there. All right. This.
By the way, one funny thing that I did when I did the testing and the joystick control implementation, I launched the Autopilot SITL, connected Kite in 3D mode, and flew with the joystick in the 3D view through the telemetry.
Yeah, so there's an idea, guys. Connect the joystick, set up a simulation in Mission Planner, connect it to the Kite GC, and you can fly as if... What's happening?
Turning around to its radius after the climb. I think the climb looked like it's straight ahead instead of skewering the circle.
Let me switch to 2D mode. It's like it's not in guided mode anymore. Maybe the change of altitude took it out of that.
No, it is still in guided.
Yeah, but oh, you know what happened? When I changed the altitude, the moment I pressed the button, it assumed the new point as the new guided point. Because right now it is circling around a different point. So it didn't go around it while it was gaining altitude. And as soon as it got it, look, it's somewhere else. It is not circling around the same point. The old point was here.
It just deleted the point from the map because there was a mode change in between right now.
Yeah, but the plane is not circling around the same point. The old point was here. And it's obviously not circling around that. Oh yeah, you also have a home arrow and the distance from home right here. What is the degree? What's that though? What is this showing? The orientation of the plane?
That's the whole. Oh wait, let me think. That's the. Wait, that's a good question.
Even he doesn't know what that is. How awesome is that?
It was supposed to be the home direction from the perspective of the plane. Oh no, that's the course towards home. So home is 137 degrees from.
Okay, from the current position. Yeah. Okay, all right, nice. Okay, a lot of useful information, and you can see distance from home. Although, you know what, Mark, there's one thing about that I wanted to ask you about. Right now, when it goes over 1 kilometer, can you make this to show double digits after the full stop?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that.
I like to have as much precision as I can muster in those things, but it definitely changed the guided position. It definitely changed that and moved it, so now it's in some other place. maybe where it was when I clicked the change altitude. Also, it did not remember the 150 meters altitude, which is maybe something you need to look into, and also make it not change the guided location when you change speed, radius, or altitude.
Yeah.
See,
that's why I need feedback from auto-guided users, because I don't know how it's supposed to react.
Yeah. If you're changing altitude, it should not change the point around which it's circling. So guys, when you use this, if you encounter any issues, find Marc. You will be able to most easily find him in the iNav group and just throw those bugs at him.
Nah, you can just open a GitHub ticket.
Or in GitHub, in GitHub, yeah, for those that know how to work it. But here's one thing. Show all modes, these are still unavailable despite the RC link being connected, which is weird. I haven't tried them on the other planes, so I don't know if they work there. But just so you know, at least in my setup.
Yeah, it could be because I have just recently implemented that check additionally, that it only looks for actual RC control, like Crossfire, Smart, S-Bars, SmartBoard, etc.
Okay.
But if siyi controls already through Mavlink RC, then it might be that it doesn't show here. I need to check that.
All right. Yeah, there are the hills. Yep, very nice. But in order for this 3D thing to work, you need to make your cesium accounts and put the key, the cesium key, right here, the token thing, which you get from your account.
It will also ask you the first time you open 3D.
Yeah.
With the link.
Yeah. So if you register beforehand, it will be easier. Otherwise, you have to go digging in the settings. Not that it's that difficult. They're not very complicated, but still. So a lot of options here in the interface. This is where you enable and disable the widgets. You can add a lot of stuff or remove it. You know, we can do a completely clean view. Nothing shown, only the HUD for the FPV view, which is maybe a little bit too extreme. I wouldn't be comfortable not knowing what's happening. I'd have only airspeed and altitude and direction, although, you know, at the bare minimum, yeah. Okay, so now everything is down here. It did not come back the way I... Oh yeah, let's show this and this. The radars. All right.
If you want, by the way, just later, you can we can fix the missing trail on the fly. You just need to restart Kite once.
Okay. All right.
So just saying if you want to show it.
Yeah. All right. Let me move the videos to the other side so people can see the right side panel. And can you talk a little bit about this and this, the radar and the terrain thingy?
Yes.
Explain
so it. The terrain AGL or AGL predictor.
It's this one.
That's the upper one. It shows your current altitude above the ground. The number scale on the left side is basically 0 is your plane, and then minus the minus value is the altitude over the ground, or how far the ground is below you. And then it takes the heading and projects the ground path below your current heading, also based on your climb and descent rate. So it tells you when you fly on a straight level, how much terrain you will have in front of you within the next, don't let me lie, within the next 120 seconds. So the scale changes based on your speed. And yeah, if you are flying towards a hill or something, you will know 2 minutes beforehand.
Okay.
And the number on the right side shows the closest approach within that distance, basically.
Okay.
The closest approach to the ground. It's a little bit wonky here. I think the altitude is changing a little bit fast. I should add more filtering there to have that.
So basically, if I go out on a range test and I run out of battery and I have to glide back, this would provide sort of a glide slope projection based on my current loss of altitude?
Yeah, that would work as well.
All
exactly.
Right. And below me, I'd be able to see the ground, and roughly, I'd get an idea where a touchdown would be if I'm completely unpowered.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
you can see what basically where you would hit at what glide distance is remaining until you hit the ground, if you hit the ground within the next 2 minutes.
Okay. And this is the 1,000, 2,000. This is meters.
This is the distance in meters, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And this below the radar?
This is literally a terrain radar. You have the altitude scale on the left side. That is how much of the terrain below you it shows on the radar. So everything now that is at 250 meters or 60 or 120 meters starts with green, and then scales towards red when it's at your altitude or above your altitude. So just stay away from red areas, basically.
Red is at my altitude.
Yes, red is at or above your altitude. And you can also change on the right side relative and predicted. Predicted is basically the same thing like the HEL. So if you pitch down and fly low, go on a sink.
Okay, so it works together with the estimation on the AGL thing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And relative is just looking at your current altitude.
Okay. So
like
why is it like this when I change it to 250? Why is it all yellow?
Because right now you are at 150 meters. So all the ground that is at between 150 and 250 meter below you is coloring the radar, and that's why it's fully red or yellow. So only if you go above 250 meter, then the terrain would clear completely.
Okay, I see. All right. Okay. So this is showing me only the ground that is down to 120 meters below me.
Yes, and everything that's more than 120 meters below you is empty then on the radar.
Okay.
So it's basically a top-down
view. Yeah. Okay. So this is, okay, I get it. So if I see something and I go above 120, it will disappear from the radar.
Yeah.
Okay, 120 relative to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah,
to get used to it.
Yeah.
So you basically know if you see something green, you have to keep that in mind that you are getting closer to the ground.
Yeah.
If you see it yellow, you have to be careful, and if you see red, you should turn around or climb.
Yeah, it's gonna get very interesting. If you don't.
It uses also a similar scaling. The terrain radar looks a little bit further because you can look left and right and not just in a straight line.
Okay.
So this one right now at your current speed goes to 3,600 meters.
Okay. And if I fly faster?
Then I think the maximum is 5,000. That's where I kept it, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Well,
so
I kept it at 150 kilometers per hour speed, whatever that is.
So it's not for fighter jets,
No.
It's not for fighter jets. It's for relaxing FPV up to 150 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, you also see now the battery widget going red because one battery is below 30%.
Shouldn't be.
Your battery scaling is wrong. That I also saw on the last log already. So yeah, the percentage reported by autopilot is not correct.
It's a little bit lower, but this battery should go down to 18 volts, and it should, in theory, have at least maybe 17,000 in there more. We're not going to push it to find out.
Yeah, Kite is not estimating or calculating anything. So the percentage is actually what autopilot provides.
Yeah.
And if the battery percentage goes to 0, it automatically switches to pure voltage.
Okay.
At the top bar, for example.
Ah, okay, right. Up here it will go to voltage, not percent. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. I think I have this set to 30,000. I'm not sure why it would show it's this empty, like 25%, when it's only taken out. Oh, wait. Maybe I haven't changed it and it's still at 15,000 for the old battery. But I'm gonna have to go into Mission Planner to verify that, and I'm not going to do that now. Okay, let me take these off of the screen because we don't need them right now, or maybe I leave them. Not that. These two. All right, let's leave them. And what else? What else can we do? Oh yeah, let's see finally now. Let's catch up with chat, because maybe people have some questions. Let's see how things are looking here. Maybe I'll put it here. Where were we? Where were we? Send it to the mountain, waypoint without V4. Okay. Works flawless. You already replied to that. Optimized for touch screens. I think it works on touch screens, probably optimized with the size of the widgets.
I haven't explicitly tested it a lot on touchscreen, but I kept touchscreen in mind. Like for mission planning, for example, you have the option to multi-select multiple waypoints.
Okay.
And because you don't have a control button and a mouse to multi-select that works in the list, you can just tap multiple waypoints on the map to select them, and that's because of touch control.
All right. So Krunko says it works well with touch screen. I'm using Kite on HP X2 tablet. All right, good to know. You replied to Nordval, and then come on. I hate it when it does that. Jesus. There's a lot of talking here, guys. Come on. Oh, yeah.
I kept the chat busy as well.
Nice addition would be to show the connecting attempt and some logs. Connecting attempt.
I guess he refers to the failed quad.
Yeah.
It is actually logged. There's an application log default on warning level that logs these connection attempts. But yeah, maybe I could put that up there.
All right. New to Ghost says joystick input is sent through Mavlink. If you have a slow long-range Mavlink, then the joystick will be extremely slow, only 1-2 commands per second, so it's usable only in emergency situations. Well, the thing is with the systems like UniRC and the HD3 and the V4 Pro and maybe even the SkyDroid, I know these are not the go-to hobby things, but regardless of the Mavlink speed or slow fast, it will cut out when the video cuts out. So basically, if you make it go 45 kilometers, the Mavlink would be full speed at 45 kilometers. So in theory, in those systems, you can do that. Maybe for ELRS or MLRS, you do need to drop the Mavlink data rate or slow speed or whatever to make it work over the extra long distances. And maybe it will not be as good there, but you know,
I can add something to that as well. Two things. First of all, in Kite, by default, Kite sends a config message to the flight controller how fast it wants to get telemetry. Through siyi system, probably that has no effect because siyi asks itself its own rate and just forwards it.
Okay.
But if you use systems like MLIX, for example, you can Kite will adjust it automatically based on your settings, like 5 Hertz for attitude and 2 Hertz for GPS is default.
Yeah.
If you use RC control, I can tell you from my tests with MLRS, even in the slowest 19 Hertz mode, I can transmit over 20 MSP messages per second up and down for the telemetry. And that includes the whole MSP round trip and waiting times. So in reality, I can still transfer like 10, 15, maybe even 20 RC MSP messages, even through the slowest MLRS mode.
All right.
So that's not a problem. And so, 10 hertz is the minimum, and 25 hertz is the maximum for the control.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we actually see a visualization here of the flight path. I don't know how it came up. It wasn't showing before, but see from takeoff, all the circling in fly-by-wire, or no, that was cruise mode, and then the guided. See, look at the other circle. I told you it changed the circle points.
Yeah, it did.
See how they overlap. Actually, if I go to the free camera, I should be able to zoom out. Yeah.
Yeah. This missing track, I know what the issue is. It's a anti-aliasing change that I made recently.
Yeah, see, it's disappearing in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. We could fix it on the fly, but you need to start Kite in debug mode, then we can fix it.
I don't think we need to do that right now.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's rendering fine in this view, which is interesting. Yeah, but this is basically where I took off from. All right, let's see what else. This is incredible work for V1. It is indeed. Yeah, FPV feed is not plane, but Marc and Nicola acting as planes. FPV feed is not plane. What do you mean? This is a camera from the plane. It's in the nose of the plane.
That was before you took off, because we were talking the whole time and the plane was just sitting there.
Ah, okay. All right. I'm using a joystick to control MLRS and Mavlink. It's perfectly flyable in guided mode, so I wouldn't be proximity flying. Well, yeah. I mean, when the idea is for usually people for industrial work would prefer not to have a radio controller but a joystick, just in case they have to do something. For the majority of the flights for industry, usually people use autonomous modes. It just clicks a button and waits for the plane to come back and land. Very little of these people actually do the flying. Is there a link to download and test? Yes, the link to the GitHub thing is the first one in the video description. And we've got Squirrely Nuts in chat, and that was maybe an hour ago. Okay, it would be nice to have this as overlay in the FPV camera. Marc? I think that is
well, I had someone else asking me the same thing, but I don't see really a point, because you have an OSD in the FPV camera in 99% of cases.
Yeah, but if someone were to disable that OSD and not go through that whole display port shit setup.
I mean, technically, I could make that if you switch the camera, like you swap camera and map, if you have the camera in feed.
Okay.
I could make the HUD of the FPV view overlay over the actual video. That's something I could do.
All right, we can get some new functionality. Robert says with Mike's help, maybe we could go to the next mountain. Well, I've got 2 video streams coming down from the plane. I need to put the radio in an optimal position, and I don't see an issue going to the 3 hills over there. But like I said, I feel like rain is coming, although it hasn't started yet. So maybe leave that for another day, where I might be streaming again with the Kite. Let me check this. 13.9. There's plenty. Come on. You know, Walksnail is a bit too sensitive on the voltage side of things. Whining a bit too early. Look at all the celebrities in the chat. Yeah, I mean, Dragonlink Mike, Squirrely Nuts, a couple other people. Marc. Yeah, Marc, why are you in chat? You're live. You're live talking to people. Why are you writing in chat? All right, flip screen over. Yeah, for some reason I did not find, I don't see it even on the Uni RC here. See, no 360 button for some reason. I'm gonna have to actually look into this. Why is it? Let's see what it's showing here. Auto recording, video stabilization. Funny thing is, there's no button to rotate the view even on the app on the radio. This is really weird. I'm gonna have to talk to Sia about that. All right, I missed the part about the fixed. What was it about? I think he's asking for the modes flipping out and causing the disarm message thingy. Are we sure the plane's right side up? Yeah. Very funny. Flying area in 3-dimensional. Yeah, I mean, the 3-dimensional thing is probably one of the best things about this that I like the most. Really enjoying looking at things in this view. It is very awesome, especially with the mountain rendered like in 3D. Very good.
Someone in chat just asked, is it possible to plan photogrammetry missions? If not, will it be in the future? I already answered that. Yes, it's already there. There's a full survey planner in the mission control, where you can also, if you use straight patterns, for example, or circle patterns, where you can auto generate trigger waypoints and place them at starting and end points, etc., to have a fully generated photogrammetry mission.
All right.
Right out of the box.
All right. Now I'm just going through chat in chronological order, so we were going to get to this, but good to know the functionality is there. I might try it because every now and again I do need to do a mapping mission. Although I don't use the trigger points, I just have it generate the flight pattern, and then I just have the camera do a photo every second on its own, regardless of what the autopilot's doing. All right, the map movement smoothing is a nice touch. Yep. Cool 3D. All right. Just tuned in. Is Kite GC available now? Yeah, the download link is in the video description, so go and check it out. So you're saying
beta phase, so there are a few rough edges.
So you're saying my Gen 1 Samsung tablet ain't gonna do this? I don't know. How old is it? Maybe not. Source code and release as well. All right. Great virtual view in Mission Planner. There is a similar virtual view, more basic than Kite. Control F and 3D view. Wow. Okay, I did not know that. Does it render the terrain though? Because there might be a virtual view, but like in Microsoft Flight Simulator from 20 years ago, when it was just a flat land you were flying over. Look at the links on the left side, it's right there. Okay, Robert, hats off to you, Mark. That's pretty fucking cool. Yes, it is. All the praise goes to Mark. It has been like a long time since we've needed an update to something like this, to make use of some awesome 3D technology, cesium, all of that. I don't know if any of the existing solutions support it, but this is super light, works super well, and I don't know, it's awesome. I love it. Okay, another share of this. This would be so handy if it got dark on your way back. Also, you could use the 3D rendering as a line of sight for worst case scenario. Yep, definitely. Any Android development of the software? Android?
It's planned.
It's planned. So there should be.
I have already built an Android version on my phone, but I have to figure out how to build a properly signed APK. But on phone, I need a full custom UI because the widget system won't do it on a 5 or 6 inch screen. On tablet, it might be a 1-to-1, Just a few features cut, like the flight logbook I will probably remove for Android and iOS version, because I cannot use the black box decode, for example, on Android. And, but yeah, beside that, it's planned, but not for the 1.0 release.
Okay, so there you have it. It's coming to an Android near you very soon. Nordval says this is why real flight data are gold. It surfaces so many bugs. True, but also real flight data comes from NASA. No, if you mean the ADS, do you mean the ADS-B thing or the cesium thing or the AIP thing? In any case, some of it comes from NASA, so how good can it be, really? Come on. Simply amazing, my respect, great job. Yep.
Now you see the battery, by the way, has switched to voltage because the percentage reached 0.
Yeah. Cool. All right. It even caches the terrain data. That's amazing. Good. Android versions planned. All right. This is amazing. Thank you, Mark.
One correction, Nordval. The terrain data in cesium is not cached. That is really difficult to do. But the terrain data for altitude analysis, terrain analysis, etc., that precision data, that is actually cached and doesn't need to be downloaded every time.
Okay, cool. A lot of terrain calculations happening. Yeah. All right. A lot of terrain calculations happening behind the curtains. Probably true. Probably true. Come on. Why does the chat keeps just snapping down? Awesome work. That terrain deer would come in handy when you do another video with 2% battery left. Exactly. The AGL radar thingy would definitely help when coming back on an empty battery. I'm not that far out now, so even if the battery does end, we're not going to have any issues. I can just glide it back and land it. Actually, it should be somewhere around here. It's 1.3 kilometers away. Maybe I see it. Nice. I see it. All right. I don't think it is too useful if you're flying other than a glider, though. Okay, that's for the AGL thing. All right. Well, essentially, if you're flying back, like I sort of happen to do from every now and again, I do glide because I'm trying to conserve the battery, so it would be very useful. But yeah, maybe glider people could use it, although not many gliders come equipped with long-range telemetry, this sort of thing. So
yeah, I mean the AGL is not actually supposed to be for gliders. It's really that if you do an autonomous beyond visual line of sight mission, and you do something on the map that you can have an eye on the terrain without having a video feed, for example. That's what it's meant to be for.
All right. Yeah, so he knows he's just teasing me because of how much I glided back on one of my videos because of low battery. Actually, it's not just one. It has happened a couple of times. I think 2 have been on live stream. The others have not been on live stream, but it has happened a lot. Nice features, batteries turning red. That is a nice visual hint. Yeah, but also now that it turned to voltage only on the top, the red thing on the widget disappeared.
Yeah, I cannot keep that, unfortunately, because I cannot distinguish if the battery is empty or if the battery or if autopilot just doesn't provide percentage. Because if there is no percentage configured, it will just send 0%. So I cannot differentiate between both.
All right. Mark, you totally outdid yourself. Amazing job. Yep, that is so. Okay, we're almost to the end of the chat. Is it possible to plan? Yeah, you already answered to that. If we now would get MLRS in a nice nano package for Ethos, chef's kiss. Yeah, that's not really up to Mark or me. The least of all me. Come on, let's be honest here.
I can't give too much details, but keep an eye open.
Tom. Another revelation. Mike, I was just going to mention your name. You have anything to add to that? Because your competition seems to be, you know, getting more and more serious the more live streams I do. For some reason, I do live streams and things sort of move along quicker. Really interesting project, just downloading the GCS and tried. It has everything I ever wanted for an ArduPilot GCS. Amazing. Yep, well done, Mark. YouTube is finally notifying me of your live streams. Mike, YouTube will do that if you have clicked the bell. So, you know, if you haven't subscribed, or even if you have, go and click the bell. That's how you get the notifications pushed to you when I publish anything, including the live stream notifications. Okay, almost there. Thank you for the reply programming missions. Nobody knew that because the UI is the pit. I don't know what that means. Tauri plus Svelte power, yeah. Is it possible to cache satellite and topography data before the mission for zones without internet access?
Well, I partially answered that already. The cesium 3D data we cannot cache at the moment because that's a lot of work to store them offline because of the weird format they use. Satellite tiles are cached. You can set the cache to up to 5 gigabytes in settings. By default, it's 200 megabytes, and this counts only the old ones.
Okay.
There is no offline seeding at the moment. The reason is that it's against terms of service of the map providers, and I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know how Mission Planner and Kite Ground Control do the seeding. Because technically you are not allowed to do seeding or use it for UAV, for Google Maps, for example. But yeah, I'm looking for a solution for that.
All right. Okay, for terrain following, is it possible to set a maximum climbing gradient for the waypoints in order to calculate the waypoints and not to calculate a very high gradient that the plane can't climb?
Yes, there's a checkbox where you can enable fixed string, and then you get the max climb rate and max climb angle and max descent angle that you can set, and it will take that into account for planning the waypoint adjustments.
Okay, so the Mission Planner UI user interface is the pit. This user interface is amazing. Yep, it is. And probably it would be nice to lay a roadmap and future improvements. Mark?
I have a pretty big roadmap that's almost 1,000 lines long, but it's not on the public repo.
Okay.
So yeah, after the 1.0 release, I will put a full future roadmap, changelog, everything on the public repo, just for the pre-release development, because it's so much and so long and such a chaos.
All right.
That I decided to keep that private.
Okay, all right. And I actually have a question. Is the data for the terrain following, can that be preloaded when you like for missions? If you don't have internet access, that means you need to do the missions that would make use of that data while you still have internet.
That terrain data is actually cached. And there's also no cache limit because the areas are massive. It's 111 by 111 kilometer per package.
Okay.
So it's pretty big. And that terrain data is cached and stays on your machine and then works offline. So if you plan a mission just once in that rough area at home, for example, this terrain data will stay on your machine even without internet later.
Okay. Good to know. So
you can look in the settings in data. There is a status how many tiles or how many areas are cached and how much storage it needs.
All right, let me move some stuff out of the way. It's getting busy. It's getting busy. Cache. Okay, so we have
terrain cache below that. That's
81 megabytes.
2 tiles at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got almost 9,000 tiles. This is for the map.
That's the Esri map tiles, yeah.
Okay, almost 9,000 tiles for 109 megabytes. That's not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So, yeah, Woke Snail is now screaming as if it's dying. Come on, dude, get serious. Both of them, for the air and for the ground unit. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see. Maybe OpenStreetMap or Bing Maps can allow to cache maps. I don't know. Maybe. Gonna say, Mark, out of the 100 boxes you check in 99, and I know you're working on the other 150. Yeah. All right.
OSM, I think, is allowed to cache, but I have to double check that, or to offline seed. Bing Maps is dead. Bing Maps is offline since like 7 or 8 months now.
All right. Okay. Now,
at least for free use.
Yeah. Oh, so it can be used, just not for free.
Yeah, they moved to Azure Cloud.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's much more complicated now to get these implemented.
All right. Okay, so I feel like it might be time to land this thing. So, all right, let's use the interface here and switch it back to, what do we do? It wouldn't allow me to switch to fly-by-wire. So I'm going to use my switch here and go through manual and fly-by-wire. Mode changed. Let's try not to drop the speed too much. And where's the plane? Come on. Where are you at? Okay. Oh, this is not the correct one. Okay. I need to turn left because my OSD on the radio is not working, so I got the wrong thing. All right, I'm almost straight home. Okay, so using the kite home arrow now, let's see if it will bring the plane back home. We're all...
You're thinking fast.
All right, come on, camera. Reconnect for the people. For the people. Come on. Oh my God, why is it upside down every time? Jesus. All right, I think it's coming back because we've got the distance coming down. Speed is good, although altitude has been dropping. Oh. All right, let me put this in cruise mode again, and let me switch to 3D view. Oh, that was in 3D view, orbit. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit then. Would be fun to see this. Okay, yeah. Now I see the airport. Let's go back to fly-by-wire. And let's try not to crash the plane. See, the thing is, I have this all set up in meters a second, and I'm used to looking at it in meters a second. So now I'm looking at kilometers an hour, and I have no idea how fast the plane is actually going relative to the minimum flight speed I've set for it. But yeah. All right. Let's turn around.
You can set the speed unit separately to meters per second, by the way.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let's bring it down low. Maybe I can zoom in here a little bit. And prepare to do the switch to fly to Q hover. Against the wind. Click. There it goes, and you should see the second battery monitor now start to get heated. There it is. All right, it's down. We have landed and disarm. Cool. All right. So I don't think we lost telemetry at all, but we don't have the... Oh, we do have the total distance. Okay, you added it back. Good. Very good. So we see total distance for this flight is 69 kilometers almost, and we can save this. I can also select the battery used, so I'm going to do that. I have it entered into the database. Max distance from us was 2.8 kilometers, maximum speed 104. When was that? Okay. And maximum altitude just above legal. All right, let's save that. No battery exists. How does
that's
it...
weird because you selected it from the database.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I will look into that.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this has been... All right, let me go to manual. This has been Kite Ground Control by Marc Hoffmann. Everybody, this I think this live stream is now coming to an end. It's probably the longest I've done, 2.5 hours. Bloody hell. All right, let's see. Anything else? Thank you both. This amazing live. You're welcome. Legui. What about Here Maps? They have offline support in mobile. Mark,
Here already
Maps?
answered. I will have a look at that.
Okay.
Option if that's allowed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotta say thank you, Nico, for bringing such an important person to our hobby. Marc the Hoffmann. What? I didn't bring him to the hobby. He's been around for quite some time. Can't take credit for that. To such a great live stream.
Maybe he means for the autopilot hobby.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the moment he decided to build this program, he basically signed the, got on this road. So to such a great live stream, always a pleasure. And now I know why you haven't been on lately, Mark. What?
Yep, pretty busy.
Oh, you mean Mark? Okay. Yeah, he's been busy, but I have it on good authority. Very soon he's gonna have a lot more free time on his hands. so he's gonna be able to be around, get things moving, working, and all of that. All right, guys, it has been a pleasure doing this live stream, showing you this new software and flying to basically show things as they are happening in the air, so you get an idea of what to expect from the software. And yeah, I will let you know when a next live stream would be and what of. In the meantime, tomorrow I'm uploading a new video with the results from the Tornado V2 crash. That would be available only to YouTube members and Patreon supporters until Monday, when it will go public for everyone. So in case you want to see it earlier, become a member. For the rest of you, was a pleasure. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you very soon.
Bye, guys.